Attention everybody, the views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. So today we got a special treat for you today with Open-Ended with Peggy Lee and Jeff with a G. He's going to introduce the ladies. Take it away, Jeff.
When you're blue and you don't know where to turn to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, a cutaway coat, perfect fit. Putting on the Ritz. Strolling down the avenue so happy, all dressed up just like an English chappie. Very snappy, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper, come let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Let's go, girls. Welcome to the Hot Hits Theater excerpt, The Ritz by Irvin
Give it up
Berlin.
for everybody. Great job, ladies. And I'm glad nobody hurt themselves.
And Emma's going to do some improv.
Oh,
Here we go, Emma.
Fabulous feat.
Here comes Emma, and here comes Mackenzie and Blake Walker.
Great job, Emma.
Come on, girl. Grab a chair. Move on up.
Thank you, Emma. Emma's going home.
Oh, Emma's leaving. Bye, Emma.
Yes. Emma is leaving to go to another rehearsal, and then a practice, and then a rehearsal.
What are you looking for? Your mask.
Oh, sorry.
Have mask will travel.
bye.
Welcome to the world of
I'm looking for my
COVID-19.
headphones. Oh, I
Peg's
don't need them.
headphones.
I don't use them.
Yeah, no,
That's
you
right.
have.
That's
Does
right.
Blake
I don't
have
need
yours?
them. No, I'm
Let's
good.
just move around here.
I don't wear
Okay,
mine.
you don't really need masks anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Need to wear
I mean, you don't need headphones, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll skip the headphones for now.
Okay.
Right.
We're good to
if
go.
you're presenting, oh yeah, don't pull it by the
That's
like
right.
that. Just here, 'cause it'll.
That's right.
Don't touch. Yeah, don't
There you
touch
go.
the mics.
There you go. Okay.
Move it with this thing. Yeah, with the arm.
Blake can take
right.
his off if
Yeah,
you'd
don't
like.
worry, it's bolted to the table, so you can pull it closer to you. That'd be great. If you
All
talk
right.
Yeah.
quiet.
Like this.
Sometimes, yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right, we're ready to roll.
Yes, and we have today on Open-Ended our cast of Broadway to Hollywood. Yay!
And we have
We-
shows. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, honey.
Oh, we have shows. We have one more weekend until we may come back in September by popular demand. So this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 o'clock, Hot Hits Theater. And I
In
would like
Branson, Missouri, and it's
Yes.
called From Broadway
to
to
Hollywood to Branson. And-
starring Peggy Lee Brennan.
and Mr. Jeffrey Hastings Haber
And-
and Mackenzie Godfrey and Mr. Blake Walker.
That's right.
So let's hear for
And
our
Emma, who just
supporting cast.
abandoned us and did her little thing and ran off the
Emma
set.
has like five.
Still love her, though. We
fi-
still love her.
yes, she has like 5 different rehearsals for all of the
and
different
Emily
things she's
will
doing.
be with us as well.
Yes, yes. So Mackenzie is How old are you, Mackenzie?
I'm 18.
She's
Whoa.
18. And Blake, we're not asking
I'm not
Blake.
telling you how old I am.
We're not asking Blake how old he is. And we're
18
not
plus.
asking me. We're
But I
all...
will tell you how much I weigh.
Oh, how much do you weigh?
Just kidding, I don't
How
know,
much do you
but
weigh?
I'm probably about 160.
He's proud of that one.
He's proud of that. Bye, Emma. Bye, Emma. So Blake is our comedian, our magician, our juggler, our what else?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. It's only I call it the variety act. It's sort of it's basically you guys' chance to go back and take a little break.
That's right.
Do a little.
Oh my goodness.
Full disclosure.
Yes.
Right. Do a little.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And what's the favorite thing you do? Because Blake is a phenomenal actor. He is a phenomenal spokesperson, host, magician, card person. What's something like you do so
know-
much and you're so good at so much,
Well,
truly,
thank you,
and that is
Peggy.
the
I
truth.
sure appreciate that.
It is. It is.
You know, I guess my favorite part is maybe to do Master of Ceremonies. You know, be the MC, kind of bring on the acts and keep the flow of the show going. You know, that's what I guess I've done
Done a lot of that.
the majority of my career, I'd say. But you know, we started off by producing shows for amusement parks and fairs, festivals, that kind of thing, and so the idea of kind of just being like the ringmaster has always been, what I did. I was basically just pushing people on stage. You're next. It's more like just, get everybody lined out. And by the end, you just become the guy that announces the act.
the whip. The
Yeah,
whip man, the
Exactly.
whip man.
And I actually have done some ringmaster. What was that? Cirque Montage.
Yes,
in
and we saw
Branson.
you.
Yeah, at the Starlight. I
Yes.
did the ringmaster.
Well, Blake, when we first moved to Branson, everything by how old Helena was. She's 19, so it was 15 years ago. Blake hired us for our first show. We were doing the Branson Fest. We had just moved here, and a friend called us and said, I got you in Branson Fest. I'm like, well, we're not really in a show yet, but she's like, oh, yeah, no, you do 20 minutes. So we did, and I prayed. I said, Lord, let someone see us so we can get in a show. Well, guess what? Guess whose show went just before ours? Blast. Blake's show. So they were changing as they heard us. Helena was 4 doing her tap and her clogging and her gymnastics. Jeff and I were singing and dancing. And then when we finished our act, he came out and he said,
Yeah.
do you want to be on our show? Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
I sure do. I remember hearing you, and I remember leaning over to Angie and saying, they would be perfect for our show because they've got that vaudeville. We had this throwback kind of a theme, which kind of like the golden age of vaudeville and their tap dancing, and the fact they had little Helena and we had a little Ivy,
6-year-old Ivy,
which
who
was about
sang
the same age. Yeah,
and told jokes, and Helena danced and they were perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have to
together.
ask Blake a question.
Oh, dear.
Since this show is all about us, Blake, I want you to tell the story of how we corporately got discovered for the big documentary that premiered at the 2009 LA Film Festival called
Branson the movie.
Tell the story to our big
We'll get to
audience out there.
Mackenzie.
Let's
We'll
talk-
get to-
tell them
we'll-
tell them how
we're
this
getting to
happened. This is kind of
Mackenzie.
a funny story,
So, well, let's see. Well, yeah, I guess.
as you recall.
Yeah, as I recall it, I know Angie could tell this story better than
Yeah.
I could actually because they approached her, and even she and I had some.
They were the producers
discrepancy
and the stars and their
about
baby.
whether we should do it or not, because they basically came in and they said we want to. We were doing not only that, we were also doing the middle of the mall. We were doing the entertainment in
Right.
the middle of the mall
Yeah.
as
You
well.
were in charge of it.
Angie was, yeah, and we. And so we would do that. So I did that several times a day, and then we had Jackson Cash was in the
That's
middle part too. That's where he got involved in the
And
whole.
what did Jackson Cash do?
He's a Johnny Cash impersonator.
Yes,
and
just in case.
Yeah, in case you
He
don't
He
know.
did Johnny Cash better than
Oh,
Johnny
my
Cash,
Lord.
and he did Johnny Cash worse than Johnny Cash. God bless him.
Talented, gosh, talented.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
God
is.
bless.
He's a terrific,
Amen.
talented
Amazing
guy.
talent.
Yeah. So anyway, she was doing that, and they said we want to film this. We want to put this in this documentary. We're making a documentary about Branson, and we want you guys in it. We want to film your show and your family and everything. And so then I remember telling you guys, they want to film our show. What do you think? Some of the people in the show were not quite so.
No, a
do you
documentary, you,
know-
never know what they're going to
Right.
say in a
Blake,
documentary.
But I
right?
have the pivotal memory of that day, I think. The entire schedule of shows were like 3 or 4 shows per day were closed simultaneously.
We got
Well,
the
that was
announcement.
at the end. Yeah, that was
Yes.
like during once we actually got going. That
Yes.
is a great story. You gotta tell that.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, because this is my memory. Because they might have spoken to you first. This is the first time I really noticed Brent with his camera looking at us,
He's the documentary filmmaker.
and he was kind of floating around Branson, filming a lot of stuff. Because he was like, he landed in this town. It's hard. It's a long story, but he's good buddies with Jack Black. Jack Black financed him to do this documentary, and the Jack Black. And anyway, so there's this guy, he's cool-looking surfer dude type guy with a camera, just filming us. And I'm like, so the shows had just closed. One of the older women from what they call the Divas show, she's like sobbing because and I'm in my fake Jesus wig from another
And
show.
I was
doing.
Mother
And
Mary, long blonde
Blake
hair.
Blake and I are kind of like, what is going on? Because simultaneously, every single show in that theater was closed at that moment. And
canceled.
they're back to back. So we're like, kind of banging into each other. And so there she is crying. Blake and I are kind of laughing. I'm in my Jesus wig.
Yeah.
From another, and
Another show.
And
think
I
you can
say-
see that clip on YouTube. Actually, if you look it up,
Oh,
yes.
Branson the movie.
so I say to Blake, I feel like this feels like waiting for Guffman.
Yeah.
And that's when the camera zoomed in on me, and Brent told me after that. She says, that's when I knew you were my people for the documentary.
Yeah.
What did you say,
Yeah,
though,
she
to
was-
Jeff about
basically,
Jesus?
I had to tell them that basically I had to tell Jesus and Mary that there's no more shows. I'm so sorry.
Blake and Izzy, they were the producers.
Yeah,
so they
and
got
so
the word first.
basically I heard,
He
and
had
so
to
I
break
have
it
to
to
go
us.
break the news. So Brent's following me around, ready to reveal
Yes.
who you guys. That was the second show y'all were in.
Yes.
Right.
And you had just come out of that show, and I said, I got some bad news. They're like, what could it be? You know?
Did
And
someone
then-
die?
and then
I'll raise him from the dead.
the show is closed, and they're just like, oh. And it's just like this perfect moment in the parking lot.
And then Ivy's
costume.
crying, right? Wasn't Ivy? Oh no, this is okay. I'm gonna reveal something. Should I reveal
I
it?
don't
Go.
Okay, Ivy has this beautiful wavy curly hair. His daughter. Helena has long straight hair. So always as we're ready to run on stage, Helena's hair, it's like straight. It's easy. But when you have wavy curly hair,
Yeah.
Ivy, it's like, get over here. And Michelle Severance, get over here. Do what I hear. And Ivy's like, oh, it hurts. Get over here. So they did film Ivy crying, and then they
And
said
they used it.
they used it.
So they
got
She's
the old
crying
diva crying.
that the show closed.
Yeah.
Little Ivy's crying. I'm talking about
that's
waiting for
filmmaking,
Guffman.
That's filmmaking.
And we're laughing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
And
that was
Peg, your quote was great. He filled you. Remember what you said?
Angie and I both said it was like one door closes, and I would have said another door opens. Angie said, and windows open. like okay,
She
I
wasn't
didn't
as
say
up
it.
with her scripture,
I was
but
like,
she had the
isn't
right
it one
idea.
door closes, another opens, but she
And
says,
a window.
oh, window, and I'm like,
We put a window open.
okay, the
You're
window.
all probably sitting going, what?
What about these people? Okay, so now we're going to take a little break from our Blake.
Yeah,
Poet
break
didn't
from
even know
Blake.
it. There you go. And the fabulous Mackenzie Godfrey. Now, I am going to share this.
Go.
Mackenzie just graduated Branson High School. She got to star in the Branson Fabulous High School shows sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. And she's remarkable. I don't say this about everyone, and is going to be a big star. So please share with us the shows you did.
Yes.
Which are the shows? Share with our audience.
In all humility. After all your great
Her humility is what makes her so precious, too.
Oh, thank
true.
you.
Honestly, I have to say, and I've said this to Peggy, there's nobody in Branson of any age who reminds us as much of this my princess as this young lady.
Oh, wow.
That's-
Thank you
I
so
know.
So when
I'm
you
happy
watch
that
her,
I'm
you
so
see Peggy
sweet.
18.
She's so sweet. So go ahead, share with us the shows.
So my sophomore year of high school was the first time that I got like a big lead role in a show. And I did Thoroughly Modern Millie, and I was Millie Dilmount.
Great
And
part.
that show always will hold a special place in my heart because
Yeah.
that was my
first.
big moment.
To get it as a sophomore, that's
Yeah.
amazing. You're
I
like
was
16,
shocked.
right?
I screamed when I saw
Oh
the
my
cast
gosh.
list. Yeah.
You were 16, right?
Uh-huh.
think. Oh, wow.
And honestly, Branson is a town where I've said this, and we're from Broadway,
Talent.
Hollywood, and I literally believe this. There's more talent, entertainment talent per capita in the town of Branson than any town I've ever seen or heard of.
I agree.
It's
and,
true.
We need more financing for production quality and stuff like that. But in terms of just raw individual talent, it's amazing. And here you go. Exhibit A.
Okay, so I guess then my junior year we did Newsies at the high school because we have so many incredible dancers.
Yes, yes.
At Branson.
She was better than the Broadway.
Oh
I
no,
saw it.
no,
We saw it on
no.
Broadway just that
No
year
way.
before. I'm serious. You blew us away.
True.
Okay.
Thank
Go.
you. But
I keep saying go, so obnoxious. My bad.
I just want to.
I was Catherine Plummer, the kind of female love interest, I
Yes,
guess, that
yes.
paralleled the lead because the lead in the show was a male.
Yes, he was fabulous too.
Yes,
Jabin is
mhm.
wonderful.
he was amazing in that role. And then senior year, we did Legally Blonde, and oh my gosh, that was the most amazing experience I've ever had.
How many changes did you have? We talked
Oh
about the
my
changes because in
goodness.
42nd Street, which you've got to do Peggy Sawyer, the changes, you go from change. It's like, and you had so many costume changes.
I want to say there were 12, which for a high school production
Yeah.
is a lot because
Whoa.
we don't have the fancy
Yeah.
Velcro rip it off
Yes,
10
like
people
you do-
dressing you,
yes,
you know.
you do on
So
tour in
my good
Broadway.
friend Lucy was back there with me the entire time, and she was just I could not have done that show
Yes.
without her. I would have gone on stage naked. But anyway, I was Elle Woods.
And you know what?
That's awesome.
She looks fabulous in any wig color.
I love wigs because I
love
don't
wigs
like my
too.
normal
Me-
hair, so I love
agree.
wearing wigs.
I love wigs on stage. I love it. Give me a wig. Give me a wig.
Yeah.
She went from black, short bob, to long brown, to bleach blonde.
Like platinum.
platinum,
blonde.
and you looked stunningly gorgeous in all of them.
Thank you.
Yes. What was your? Tell us a favorite moment on stage that you may have
Oh,
had that you can recall. A
goodness.
good one, a funny one, a bad
Oh,
one.
this is kind of a funny story.
Okay.
So during I got a better one. So Legally Blonde. Okay, so when you're in high school, you only have like one weekend to do the shows.
Yes.
We have 4 shows. And on the Friday night show, which is the one that most of the high schools generally come to, I was ending the biggest dance number in the show. I end it in like this cheerleader lift where
Yes,
I'm up at the top like this.
remember.
Yeah. And the girls that were holding me, I don't know what happened. And this is the most slow motion moment I've ever had in my life. And I just kind of start to fall. And the song's already over. I've already hit my big pose. And then I just kind of start falling down, and then I fall on my butt. and I stood up and I just went, woo! And then everyone started laughing.
Oh,
But,
that's you did.
I did, and that was the night they were filming, actually.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That it's on
Uh-huh.
camera.
But then they actually filmed a different night because everyone messed up that night.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was fun.
Well, you know what? Okay, guess what happened to me 2 weeks ago in
Yeah.
Broadway to Hollywood to Branson
Oh,
when we
yeah.
had all of our friends who were in
Right.
theater there. Were you there that night
I was
watching?
not there.
Oh, the Bretts were there, and
Les
Slim
Brown,
Chance was
Slim
there, and
Chance.
Les
Les
Brown,
Brown.
and okay.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
it was
Bretts were
towards
there?
the end of the show, 42nd Street. Oh, big dance number, right? Big dance
Oh yeah.
number.
Oh yeah.
Did the turn at the end. As I'm coming out of the last bump, slip on a piece of tape at the end of the stage, fall on my tush, and then go down the 3 stairs into the audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I fell on the fat part. Like you must have. There's
Yes,
a
I
fat
did.
part. We
You
all
don't have a fat part,
Thank you,
honey.
honey. Thank you, honey. And I went bum, and I got up, and nothing hurt. Everything was fine. Isn't that a blessing?
Oh, of
But I
course.
said to who was in the audience, Megan. Megan was in the audience, and I said, Megan, because I had a short skirt. You had shorts on though. I had like a
Yes, I
short
had
skirt.
shorts on.
I said, how are my legs? How are my legs like this? How are they? She said, no, Miss Pig, your legs were like totally together. You went plop, plop, plop. I'm like, oh my God. gosh, good,
That's
good.
your Catholic
Oh
schoolgirl
my gosh!
training
So
from
we
way back.
we all have you ever had one of those?
And the
Blake?
girls said that you went ta-da.
I
and you
know,
just
I
like,
was
boom, hands
sitting
up.
on the
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you got to
That's
keep
what you
going
have
with
to
it.
do.
The moment of humiliation
Yeah.
was when I went out and I couldn't pick her up.
I was
That was
I was
that was
limp.
embarrassing.
I was so limp, and I was in shock. I think. And then the girls came out, and they all
They
helped
helped
Jeff,
me.
and they were
That
right
was
there.
embarrassing.
Blake, did you ever fall on stage, or tell us one of your stage?
Oh my goodness! It's
Stage
just-
falls.
There's
or,
too many to really remember. Mine were more like I don't really remember.
did a bird ever
falling.
like? Or
But there was one time where I was up. I had her, my ex-wife, in this box, and I was stabbing swords into the box.
Uh-oh.
No.
And I
I'm scared.
jump
I'm
up.
scared too.
I jump up on the side of it, and it's about 3 feet off the ground. It's got, you can see underneath it.
Yeah.
So, I stand on it,
jeez.
and I stick the top sword in the top of it.
Oh, I'm
and
nervous,
the, the
too.
box is all closed up, but she's definitely inside.
Oh my gosh.
And then
She's still
I go-
alive, so it's
Yes,
okay.
yeah, it all worked out. I go to jump off, and I've got these white pants on, and I go to jump off the box, but I didn't realize that the little piano hinge hung right on the crotch of my pants. And so as I jump off, it rips the crotch of my pants wide open. I have my green underwear on,
Oh,
wearing
no!
my white pants.
Did they
and-
think it was a
And
joke?
then I open the thing to get her out, and she's ready to go into the dance number now. And I'm like, no dance number. No dance number. We're just about, I have my knees like tucked together. just squeezed together. And now luckily this was the last trick of the show. So all we had to do was get this bow, and I had to let her know, no dance number. And we just took our bow, and I exited abruptly stage right.
There you go. Okay, Jeff,
Wow.
do you have one? She fell, I fell,
Oh.
your pants ripped. Do you have
Oh,
one on stage, a calamity on stage that you didn't die from? We're all still here. So
Well,
that's good.
what I can say is when I did Grease, and I was Danny Zuko in this little bus and truck tour.
Of course you'd fall because grease is slippery.
Oh,
you know, it's
Matt,
actually-
you get
it's
it.
not-
Grease
oh,
girl.
Thank you, honey.
There
That's
you
good
go.
to
I
hear.
got it.
No,
I
good
don't
for
get
you.
jokes.
Okay, but I was.
That's good, Matt.
One-liners. Very good.
Love
Actually,
that.
the first one was I did finally happened to wear the form, and I played a Protean. I don't know if you remember that
Oh,
show.
I did that show in
Protean.
college.
I did Hero later, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The Proteans are these clowns, and I had to crawl across. This was during college. I had to crawl across stage all the time and do all these crazy things. I got water in the knee on both knees simultaneously during the run of the show. So thank God, one of the members of the cast. This was at Rutgers when I was there in college. And one of the girls in the cast, her dad was like this major surgeon. He like, gave me this stuff. He told me what to do, so I was able to finish the show. But I had to stay in the bathtub for the whole next week in order to get my knees better. But anyway, that was the first thing. But when I did Grease, oh, I had to jump over guys' heads
Danny's.
off the car. I had to jump from the balcony that people walked under onto the stage, and I got tendonitis in both knees.
All
So-
the Dannies years ago did not wear the knee pads. Now Dannies in shows wear
Yeah.
knee pads, but many are. My Danny, when I did Broadway, Adrian just had knee surgery.
Wow.
Yeah,
Every
Wow.
night.
I was just
af-
on a Zoom
yeah,
call.
Every night after the show, I put ice on both knees, like for probably an hour. It's probably too long. That's probably my knees. I overdid it, but I've always had knee problems.
What we
in and
do
out.
for our art.
So
what we
but
do
I
for
Right.
our
still
art.
do soft shoe with the girls.
There you
in the
go. He
show.
still dances. He's
Yeah.
not doing jumps off the stage. I'm the only one.
It's-
No more
it's
falling on the toes.
miraculous.
No more. No
It's
more. No more.
funny.
No more.
When your adrenaline gets going, it's like being an athlete. You just
Now, the first story you told, was that about in the documentary? Is that when when you
no. Oh, that's
you remember in the documentary?
In the
What?
documentary, it literally shows me
Oh!
re-injuring my knee.
yeah.
Oh,
I-
he had it on camera.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I had it was one of my tap dancing injuries. It was I did
Yeah.
the sports, but then I did.
It was a real dramatic moment in the documentary where he goes down on stage. I mean, speaking of going down,
I
we
thought
got
he was
it all
joking.
on-
I thought he was doing it just for the camera.
It shows
so
me after I
didn't
fell
believe
down.
it.
I fell down the stairs. Because I couldn't walk.
And I thought Jeff's such an actor. The cameras are on tonight. Like he's acting like, and I really did. And then Ivy said, Ivy, who's
Your
6 and
dad's
Helena's
hurt, yeah.
4, your dad's hurt. Because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's He's just
But
you know
remember what
milking it
Brent
for
said?
the
Remember
camera.
what he said about it? He said that was our golden moment. He says that's our the peak of the
He
movie.
knew that you had a movie then. Huh?
We got 3 red carpets and it won awards, and that
Amazing
was
reviews.
a pivotal. That was the cathartic moment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll go back to Miss Mackenzie.
Oh.
Tell us.
Share another. How,
Something that happened or something how you got involved, whatever pops in your head. We go with
yeah.
gestalts.
Okay, so I guess how I got involved. I did theater when I was really little. Like
yes,
really
share
little.
that, Peter Pan.
Yeah, so I was, well, the first role I ever had, I was the dead girl in The Promise. And my audition
Dead
was
girl.
literally just,
Lying.
can she lay, like, limp in Jesus' hands?
For how
So,
long?
I don't know.
How old
like
were
a
you?
minute.
How
I
old?
How old were you?
I was 6, I think.
I beat you because I played Jesus as a baby.
There you go.
And then from that show is when we learned that Kathy Rigby's Peter Pan was coming to town. So we were like, just audition, might as well, it'll be fun, it'd be a good experience. And I was just I was like 7 at this point, and I was like, whatever, it'll be fun. And then I ended up getting the role of Michael, and
Yes,
that
I
was
saw that.
was
I
crazy.
saw it too. You were
I
fabulous.
was 7, I think, and I did it for 2
BTW.
years.
Kathy Rigby was an Olympic gold medalist gymnast. A lot of the young
She's
people wouldn't know.
incredible.
I
The stuff that
know.
she was doing, oh my goodness.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you have to fly?
I did, and they
Yes.
actually dropped me one time. That's a good
Ouch.
story too.
Wow.
Oh,
It
Sharon
was
liked
also
flying.
slow motion.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
bad.
it was this scene where we're flying to Neverland, and I'm in between Wendy and John, and we're all like happy and flying to Neverland, and then I just kind of start like falling down really slowly, and I'm like holding onto their hands so tight, trying to stay up, and then I just ended up on the ground. And Kathy came out in intermission, and she was like,
Are you okay?
"Michael's okay. Just
Oh.
needed to think happier thoughts or something."
Did they
But-
drop you down slowly?
It was very slow. They got like the ropes mixed up or something. I
Yes.
don't know. But then I got to fly over the audience like Kathy does at the
Yes.
end. That was their treat to me.
Well, You know what? this brings to my mind. I did Message from Space, Japan's answer to Star Wars, and I'm one, like when I was 10 years old at the swim club on the high diving board, the whole swim club closes down for 2 hours because I won't even jump off and I won't go down the ladder. So I do not love heights, right? Well, I had to fly in Message from Space, and they told me I would do 1 take, and I had to go up on like a 100-foot ladder, and these little Japanese guys with their pulleys, and I'd have to dive down, and I'm literally almost getting to the floor, and then they swooped me up. I had to do it 100 times from 3 in the afternoon till 4 in the morning. I'd welts over my whole
Oh
body.
my gosh,
I
I
had the
bet.
iron harness.
Yeah.
So, but I did it, and you did not die either.
Yeah.
We're still
We're
here.
still here.
Did you ever fly?
I did well.
Oh, you
only
make
when
things
I
fly.
did do some levitations. We used
go.
to do.
That's right. I remember that.
You levitated
levitation.
yourself?
Ivy could
I
wouldn't.
have floated myself. Yeah.
Whoa.
I
Helena
floated.
and Ivy knew, and they wouldn't tell anyone how things happened.
Is that right?
I remember
They
that
would
because I
keep it a
asked.
secret.
So, did you levitate yourself? Because I've
Well,
never seen that.
Let me see you
It's-
levitate now.
One,
Here
two,
we
three,
go.
go.
Here we
Go.
I do great on radio shows.
Turn the camera off.
That's right. It's all well. Yeah, I always said I had a face for radio.
We got it.
Yeah, I don't. As far as the levitating, yeah, I mean we've done different. There's so many different levitations we did. We actually, I at one point levitated Ivy. I had her. I did the swords with her. I did the. There's several. You know, people think there's just like one way to make people magically float, but really there's a plethora of methods to get people in the air like that.
I'm going to ask you, how did you learn initially?
Well, you know, when I was about 10 or so, my father had one card trick that he would show me, and he would do it over and over, and I never could figure it out, but it would just blow me away every time. Actually, as soon as he would get home from work, I'd be like, do that trick again. And he would do it, and I'd just like, pulling my hair out. But I never could really figure it out, but I kept asking until one day I didn't figure it out exactly, but I saw something that was not supposed to be like it was. Something was wrong, and I called him on it. I said, I saw that, blah, blah, blah. She said, all right, I'll tell you how to do it. Wow. But you don't tell anybody, right?
Interesting.
So I was like, oh my gosh. So I learned it, and I was just like, oh, this is the greatest secret that I have ever learned in my life.
Magician's
and so I
secrets.
would show, go around and show this one and blow people away, just like he did, blow people away because it just worked literally like magic. So I realized that there were other magic effects out there, and I was going to get to the bottom of it. So I had my mom then take me to the local library, where I was expecting a vast section of magic literature. And I get there, and it's like 2 books at the library. You know. But I literally sat down right there in the library and just started reading those books, you know, right on. And I remember like that first experience of being in that aisle and finding those books. And I was just like wondering, why is this aisle not just jammed with people wanting to get to these secrets, you know?
Yeah.
And that was really how delusional I was about it. But I started, you know, I just absorbed everything I could in any book. I joined the local magic club, the local clown alley. I became a professional clown when I was 16.
What was your clown name?
It was Glitter the Clown.
Okay.
That was my first one. And then I became Flappy the Form Fair Clown, because I actually got a job working for this local arcade at the Forum 303 Mall. And it was called the Form Fair. And their little mascot was like a clown face. And so I went in and I said, hey, I will be the face of the Form Fair. And I became Flappy the Form Fair Clown. I'd walk around the mall, you know, handing out coupons and doing little pocket tricks and that kind of thing. And then at the mall, I was actually discovered by this gentleman that was in the mall doing marionette shows, and his name was Fred Cowan. It was Fred Cowan Productions, and he produced shows for amusement parks. And he said, I had another partner that I actually would do my birthday party shows with too, Jamie. We both, you know, loved our magic. And he said, you know, I need a couple guys to go do this. This is when I was literally the day I graduated from high school. I took off, didn't go to any graduation parties or anything, took off in a 16-foot travel trailer up to Wisconsin Dells.
That place is amazing. We did dance competitions there.
For
Amazing.
Fred Cowan Productions, and I did marionette show. These, you know, he had this elaborate marionette show. We'd go to this missile silo in Alvarado, Texas, and practice every day.
Did you learn? Did you have to learn it, or
Yeah,
you knew it?
yeah. No. He
Trained
taught us
you,
like, yeah.
okay.
He just knew that these guys, you know, they're like they want to be
Young and-
entertainers.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
So, and then we were like the stars of the park, you know, there at Storybook Gardens in Wisconsin Dells. And we did this little marionette show, you know, when I was literally 18 years old. And that led to me actually starting my own production company that did amusement park shows, fairs and festivals and that kind of thing. And later, my girlfriend that I had at the time became my wife. And then we, you know, like I said, we traveled all over the world, went to the Netherlands, Japan, produced shows
All
for,
over.
I know, it was really, it was a wild ride. It was almost
Yes.
like a little magic carpet ride in a
Yes,
way.
yes, us too. And you know what? That's, Mackenzie, what you have to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Mackenzie's going to major in musical theater where? I always, where? Because I think it's where.
It's Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau.
And that's where my daughter goes.
I knew that. I
Yes.
thought that.
Yeah.
Is that wild?
And she,
Simo.
your daughter
Yep,
always
Simo.
said. Your daughter always said. She said, "I'm going to Juilliard and I'm going to be an actress." And what now? Now she's at this school that is
What is her major?
Oh, and
great
she's got a
entertainment
great
school
theater
in Branson,
department
but she's
there.
not
The
majoring
River
in-
Campus. Have you seen
Yep,
all that?
yeah, that's
But
where I'm gonna
Ivy
be
is
living.
not doing
gonna be
entertainment.
great.
Why
No,
did she
she's
make that move?
actually
What's she
majoring
doing?
in anthropology and foreign language.
She was
Go
always so
figure.
smart.
I know,
She was
and
so
she
smart.
is. But she
She's so
she
smart.
loves SEMO, and I think you'll love it too. I mean, I've been down there, you know, a dozen times now.
The
Okay.
theater department is amazing. How many are in the
Yes.
theater department?
Well, in my musical theater program, BFA Musical Theater, I think there's
That
25,
is fabulous.
maybe 27. I'm
That
not
is
exactly sure.
Isn't that the small? I always say my theater department at Wagner College
Mm-hmm.
was small, so you get the opportunity to do leads.
Yeah.
That is so important because it's experiencing it, and you've already had that. But that is fantastic. Do you know your curriculum yet?
No, not exactly. I know that my classes for this fall, I don't even have any gen eds. I'm so excited because I looked at my classes and it's like
That's what I-
acting one, auditioning
know.
one. It's like it's all stuff
Isn't
that I love,
fun?
and
Yes,
I'm
you're
so
gonna love
excited.
it. And I'm going to put in a plug. What show did you tell me they're doing?
In the spring,
Yes.
they're doing Cinderella.
Is she not perfect for Cinderella? So
Done.
whoever is head of that theater department,
Oh,
I don't know the
gosh.
theater department, but if you don't pick this girl as the lead,
Meet Cinderella next
yes,
Sunday.
No,
Cinderella,
no.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yes.
gotta
Cinderella.
get my feet in there.
That's okay.
first.
You got the lead as a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Cinderella, how did you decide, Cinderella, that you wanted to
Oh yes.
play Cinderella, not just to be Cinderella?
in the theater?
You want to play?
Why
How
do
did you
wanna be
decide
in
you
the
want to be an
theater?
actress? How did that happen?
Okay.
mean, you can
Well, it's
start
kind
from
of a
the
journey.
womb. Start
We
from
all
the
have a
womb.
journey, right?
Well, I've grown up around theater. My parents are performers.
That's what I was going to say. I
Yes.
said, I'll bet you her parents are performers.
and
Yes,
they're
they are.
fantastic.
So-
And not to
Sonia and
interrupt you,
Darren.
but that's why I think that Branson has such these young kids
Right.
are so talented is
Absolutely.
because their parents are they literally they grow up on all of this.
Yes.
I remember sitting Ivy in a basket on the side of the stage
Yes.
watching our shows all
Yes.
as she grew up. You
Oh
know?
yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with Ivy and Helena, our daughter's going into the medical field. Your daughter is going into something else. They're both very bright, but because of having done theater at such a young age, all their lives, they're poised, they're articulate. When we were doing the show, if we had a malfunction costume, Ivy, they're 4 and 6 years old. Let's go out on stage and tell jokes and sing and dance.
Right.
So they'd go out in the center, and Alina's like, okay. They had their mics, and they just fill
That's
in.
awesome.
I'm going to
So-
throw this back to Mackenzie.
Yes,
Let,
yes,
let
come
me
on,
give you
Mackenzie.
the irony, though. We're still doing it. Our daughters are out.
Yeah.
Her parents quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
she's
I'm
in
doing
it.
it.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. So
Youthful
Makes you
rebellion.
think.
Okay, you little
when
rebel.
did it happen? When did
Tell
it
us.
happen? Do you remember?
Okay, well, I always loved being backstage with my parents, and I was a dancer my whole life. And yeah, that's how I know Helena. I danced from when I was 3 to when I was 16. And I always just loved being on stage, and I had these musical theater solos, and everyone always told me, you're a great performer. Like, I just loved being on stage. And then my sophomore year, I injured my hip and had to get surgery for that. And that's what kind of led me back to theater and
versus just dancing.
versus just dancing, yeah. And I kind of just fell in love with it again. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to work for this role. And let's see if I can get it.
Yes.
And then I did. And that's when I knew that show, Thoroughly Modern Millie, is what made me know, like, this is what I want to do. You know?
Share your funny little story, because I can relate. I had to go to the basement and
Okay, yeah,
sing.
'cause
Share about, because both our parents are fabulous
It's
singers.
obvious that you have, you're like a product of your parents, so they must help you a lot, right?
Oh, that's funny.
Tell that story.
So I don't practice in front of anyone. My
What?
parents always ask me, they're like, sing your audition song for us. Like, we can, we just want to hear it. We'll help you. They love me, It's all out of love. But I'm like, no way.
Opening
Because that's
night.
too much pressure.
Opening night, they're a wreck.
Oh my
when I
gosh,
saw them
yes.
for all 3 shows, and I'm like, how's she doing? We don't know. She won't practice rehearse in front of
I
us.
didn't sing
And I'm
a
like,
single
oh my
song in front
gosh.
of them.
They
They
were
were
so
there
nervous.
opening night. They had no idea if I was going to be horrible. Like, they had no idea. So they were just like,
That's awesome.
Is that cute?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
yeah.
So, okay. Are there any parting words that you'd like to give to Mackenzie?
Oh, goodness.
Blake, as
Oh, I
the
tell you.
older mentors we are.
That's right. You kids, get away from them apples. You know what? I would say, it's like I always tell my daughter the same thing. And what got me through high school was the NFL. I did UIL plays too, 1-act competitions. We went to state 2 years with our 1-act. But what really got me were the individual events where you do humorous interp, dramatic interp, duet acting, and to win those trophies. That actually got me through high school. And I would tell my daughter when she was doing the same thing, that really applies to everything. The people who get into the finals in anything are the people who are naturally talented and the people who just work persistently. Those are the people who make the finals. The people who get first and second, those are the naturally talented people that work persistently, that work their tails off. So you can get there, you can get to the finals just on natural talent, and you can get to the finals just on, just having this great attitude and this
Giftings.
great gifting. Yeah. But if you have that gifting, like you do, Megan, you need to, Mackenzie, I'm sorry. I'm
Megan's
sorry.
our
same
fill-in.
thing.
Megan's our
We have a
fill-in.
Megan. We have a Megan.
The M&M girls.
We have
The
like,
M&M.
they're all in.
Megan, Mackenzie, Emily, and Emma.
We all
Yeah.
kind of look the
They're
same.
all
too,
fabulous
so.
in
We
our
all
hot
have.
hit
That's
show.
right. And you never know which ones you're going to get. But you have that gifting. And so what you need to do now is just work your tail off. Because if you work your tail off, it'll put you in the upper echelon of where you really want to be.
All labor's
Thank you.
profitable.
Peggy, as her prototype.
You know what?
What would
When
you
I
say?
was in high school and I got the leads in the shows, I just thought I got the leads because I worked harder than anyone else. I never attributed anything to like talent. I never did. College, the same. Then when I went to my first summer stock, it was 1 week. Play a straight musical every other week, straight show, a musical, and then children's theater.
Straight
got 3
play-
hours sleep.
Straight means
ate-
non-musical.
ate junk food all week, and I thought I just worked so hard. That's why. But then as you get older and you start to see, it's like it's all about those who work hard will go beyond those who have natural talent who don't work hard.
You have a quote for
You
that,
said
Peg?
that.
Yeah.
Good
All
quote.
labor is profitable, and the hand of the diligent prospers. And I do believe that. And I do. You are a hard worker, and we know Blake's a hard worker. He juggles 5 shows a day, and my husband's a very hard worker. My husband's a very hard worker
You are
too.
too, Miss
I'm a
Peg.
hard worker
Yeah, you
too.
are too.
I am.
You are.
I am. Matt's a hard worker. Jay's a hard worker. Work is. We
And
try.
What we
try.
always say, Peg, is if there's nothing else you could possibly
Yes.
substitute for it, if that's what you feel like you have to
Yes.
do,
Yes.
do it because it's a
Yes.
challenge.
Passion. It's all about passion.
It's a challenging.
If you
Absolutely.
follow your passion,
You're
your
right.
bliss,
You're
but
right.
however you want to put it,
You're right.
you've got to just get to what it is I really am here to do.
Exactly.
And and sometimes you get off that track. You don't always stay right on that little road. Believe me, it's hard to do.
Yes.
But you'll realize you'll be like, I'm veering off. I need to kind of hone myself
Yes.
back.
Who was it? Was it Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas? One of them, an old radio talk show host, said, I think it was Merv Griffin, if there's anything else you can do, do it. But if there's anything else you can't do, then you do the business. But if there's anything you think, oh, I'd love to be a therapist or I'd love to be, then you go do that. But because this business is hard.
Yeah.
This is not, from your parents.
Yeah.
And there are times when you say it's time to move on, like your mom. She's a fabulous singer. She went through the hip surgery, and now she's in the medical field. And sometimes it's time to move on. But if it's still in your heart and you feel you have to do it, like us old timers, no, we're timeless. We're the timeless ones. We're still in it because we're timeless. But all of us, we feel we're supposed to still stay in it.
So where do you want to be in 10 years?
Oh,
Oh, wow. I'm not sure. Wherever life takes me, I guess.
Would you
I
rather do
believe
Broadway,
oh
film,
my gosh,
TV?
absolutely. I want to do stage acting. That's what I love. If that leads me to TV or something, that would be awesome too.
isn't she a
'cause-
perfect TV type too?
Yeah.
This perfect little teeth,
Oh,
this cute
gosh.
little voice.
Totally
She's
Disney.
blushing. She's
Well, she
blushing.
reminds me of that little actress that it was in the Hunger Games.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Jennifer
Jennifer?
Lawrence.
No,
Yeah, Jennifer.
no way.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
So
No, thanks.
okay, well,
Yeah.
do you want to sing something? It's up to you.
Can-
Go
it's
girl,
up to you.
go
No.
girl.
Do you want
I'm
to?
just feeling extra schmeggy today.
Oh,
I'm a little.
schmeggy.
Schmeggy,
Oh,
that sounds
schmeggy,
very
that-
Yiddish.
That's what my mom always says.
I love that.
She's got the schmeg
Schmeggy.
in her throat.
Oh,
You're
that's
from
a
New York?
new.
I haven't heard
Okay,
that one.
there's a new word, schmeggy.
There's other Yiddish words that I won't say because I think they're swear words.
Well, peggle deggle is that my grandpa used to go like this. He used to squeeze my cheeks and go peggle deggle. Is that
That's
that,
clean. That's
I
clean.
never
that
heard
Yiddish? Okay.
Maybe.
Well, all right. So Blake, is there any other story, anything you'd like to
Well,
share with
I could
us?
do. How much time we
Yeah,
got?
we got.
3 minutes.
Three
Okay,
minutes.
I could. I tell you
3-minute
what.
countdown.
Here's what we'll do. We got to tell people come see the show this week.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Absolutely.
Thursday, Friday,
Thank you,
Saturday. It's going to be at 5:00 at the Hot Hits Theater. That's in downtown Branson.
Yes, and we have special discount rates for this last weekend. Like, come to the box
At the
office.
door.
At the door. So come. Thank you,
Right.
Blake.
Yes. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to read everyone's mind through the radio.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
And if I do read your mind, you guys have to call and get your reservation to come see from Hollywood,
From
Broadway
Broadway
to
to
Hollywood
Hollywood
to
to
Branson.
Branson.
And we've been there.
Yes.
Broadway, Hollywood, and, now
And
we're in
Blake is
Branson.
our fabulous comedian magician.
That's right. I do some mind reading
Go.
and pseudo mind reading in the show. So here's what I'm going to try right now. Everybody at home, everybody watching on Facebook, everybody right here, you guys do it too.
Okay.
I want you all to think of a number between 1 and 10 in your mind only. Don't tell anybody the number. You got it in your mind?
Yep.
Number between 1 and 10. Now, I always say there's 3 types of people: those who can do math and those who can't do math. So I need all of you now to take your number and multiply by 9. Multiply by
Got it.
9. You got a brand new number right
Yes.
now. Now I want you to take that brand new number and take both those digits and I want you to add them together.
Got
Coming
it.
back to a one-digit number. You got a one-digit number now?
Yes. Yes.
Now I want you to subtract 5 from that number.
Got it.
Now I want you to equate that number that you're thinking of to a letter in the alphabet. If it's 1, it'd be A, 2 would be B, go on through. You got a new letter?
Yep.
Think of a state that starts with your letter.
Got it.
Everybody got a state that starts with your letter? Yeah. Go to the second letter of that state and think of an animal that starts with that letter.
Okay.
Everybody got one?
This is fun.
If you're thinking of an elephant, you have to make reservations to come
Oh!
and see.
Oh, he's brilliant.
You have to come see the show
Oh my
at the Hobbit
gosh.
Theater.
See?
Thank
See?
you for coming.
You had
Yes, elephant. Did you have
Oh,
elephant?
yeah.
I
Elephant.
maybe I can't count.
Oh,
I
he
had D
can't
and I
count.
couldn't- I don't know a state that starts with D.
Delaware. Delaware. And E is elephant. He got it too.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
I'm so confused.
Matt, did you have it? Did you have it?
State that starts with a D.
Somebody else should be wearing headphones.
I have
That's why we
no
love
idea.
working with Blake. Isn't he amazing?
Yeah, that thing clips all the time.
Yeah.
There you go. Woo! Yay!
That's why we wear the headphones so you know if you're being too loud.
There
See,
you
we have
go.
to wear the headphones to
Oh,
that
Come
one.
okay.
see.
I
So,
had
yeah,
to
it's like,
feel it.
Did we got
wheel
it?
Yeah.
Yay!
Are
Thank
you
you.
guys done? Open-ended. We got to do something open-ended.
Open-ended. So
Be sure and tune in next week for...
Peggy Lee and Jeff with a G.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good. And, well, I was going to...
Go ahead.
I had the wrong thing up there. So it's like this. Be sure and tune in next week for